How big is too big? For these palaces, the answer doesn't exist. These 15 royal homes are the ultimate in size and luxury, showcasing jaw-dropping architecture and incredible history. From Europe to Asia, they redefine extravagance on a scale you won't believe. Istana Nurul Iman Palace, Brunei. What's the most extravagant place you've ever heard of? Whatever you're thinking, it might not come close to the Istana Nurul Iman Palace in Brunei. This jaw-dropping residence of the Sultan redefines luxury on a whole new level. How grand, you ask? Try 2.1 million square feet of pure opulence. That's not just a home, it's a world of its own. This palace is mind-bogglingly huge, boasting 1,788 rooms, 257 bathrooms, and even its own mosque that can fit up to 1,500 worshippers. Oh, and if you think that's impressive, it also includes 5 swimming pools, a garage for 110 cars, and stables for 200 polo ponies. Who wouldn't want to take a peek inside a place like that? Built in 1984 for a staggering $1.5 billion, and you can bet it's worth way more now. The Istana Nurul Iman blends traditional Malay and Islamic architecture with dazzling golden domes and intricate vaulted roofs. While it's the Sultan's private residence, it also has a more public side. Did you know that it opens its doors 3 times a year at the end of Ramadan? Thousands of visitors are treated to festive meals and a once-in-a-lifetime glimpse of this legendary space. Can you imagine scoring an invite to such an exclusive event? The Istana Nurul Iman isn't just a symbol of wealth, it's a hub of tradition, hospitality, and grandeur. So what would you explore first if you had the chance to visit? The lavish rooms, the mosque, or maybe the sprawling stables? Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. With a history as rich as its landscapes, Edinburgh Castle is a captivating glimpse into Scotland's past. Perched dramatically on Castle Rock, it's not just a fortress, it's a guardian of Scotland's past and a crown jewel of its capital city. Have you ever thought about why it's built so high up? The strategic position of Edinburgh Castle wasn't just for show. From its elevated perch, it offered an unbeatable defensive edge, making it easy to spot enemies from miles away. During the First and Second Wars of Scottish independence, this castle was a hotbed of action, constantly switching between Scottish and English hands. Can you imagine the stories those stone walls could tell? Today, the battles are long gone, but the castle hasn't lost its power to captivate. It's one of Scotland's top tourist destinations, welcoming visitors from around the world to experience its rich history, take part in fascinating tours, and soak in its commanding views of Edinburgh's skyline. Did you know it's one of the most photographed landmarks in Scotland? It's easy to see why. With its volcanic rock setting and majestic silhouette, it's a sight you can't forget. Whether you're diving into its centuries-old tales or standing in awe of its grandeur, Edinburgh Castle is more than just a relic. It's a living symbol of Scotland's heritage. Alhambra, Granada, Spain. Did you know Spain is home to some of the most stunning castles in the world, including one that's a masterpiece of history and architecture? While medieval England often takes the spotlight with its iconic fortresses, Spain's Alhambra in Granada stands as a breathtaking rival. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to walk through a place where history and art intertwine so seamlessly? Built on Sabika Hill, the Alhambra's story starts in 1238, when Muhammad I ibn al-Ahmar, the first ruler of the Nasrid dynasty, began its construction. Over time, other Nasrid rulers added their touches, especially during the 14th century under Yusuf I and Muhammad V. What makes it even more intriguing is that this iconic palace was built on the ruins of ancient Roman fortifications, blending centuries of history into one remarkable site. Did you know it was officially declared a royal palace back in 1333? By the time Ferdinand and Isabella ruled, it had become a hub of power and influence. There's even a famous story that Christopher Columbus got the green light for his journey to the New World right within its walls. Now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Spain's most visited attractions, the Alhambra isn't just a monument, it was once a self-contained city. It had everything a medieval Muslim city needed: mosques, baths, artisan workshops, homes, and even a sophisticated water system. Let's talk about its design. The Alhambra is a masterpiece of Moorish architecture, a true celebration of the Islamic era in Spain. Its intricate details and elegant artistry will leave you speechless. Ever heard of the Court of the Myrtles, the Hall of the Ambassadors, or the Court of the Lions? Each of these spaces has its own unique charm, from mesmerizing patterns to jaw-dropping craftsmanship. The courtyards, with reflective pools and fountains, were designed to create a sense of peace and harmony. And the decorations? Geometric patterns, vibrant mosaics, and poetic Arabic inscriptions adorn the walls, while stalactite-like details called muqarnas make the ceilings look like something out of a dream. Just outside the main walls is the Generalife, a summer palace with beautiful gardens and orchards. Imagine retreating there on a warm day. It was designed for relaxation and escape. Drottningholm Palace, Sweden. When it comes to royal charm and timeless elegance, Sweden's Drottningholm Palace is in a class of its own. Built in the 1600s, this stunning palace isn't just a piece of history. It's a living legacy. Did you know it's not only a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but also the official residence of the Swedish royal family? Talk about a home with some serious bragging rights. What's fascinating is how the palace strikes a balance between being a top tourist destination and a private royal sanctuary. Visitors are free to explore its grandeur through guided tours, but the royal family keeps their privacy intact in the palace's southern wing. And with the palace's sprawling size, it's easy for both worlds to coexist seamlessly. Perched on an island in Lake Mälaren, the setting alone is enough to leave you in awe. But step inside, and the interiors will transport you straight into a royal drama. The real showstopper, though, the gardens. The Baroque gardens are a masterpiece of design, with manicured lawns, fountains, and pathways that feel like they're straight out of a fairy tale. And let's not forget the Chinese pavilion, adding an unexpected touch of charm to the estate. One of the palace's hidden gems is its historic theatre, complete with original stage machinery from 1776. Can you imagine how many stories those old wooden boards have seen? It's a rare glimpse into a time when royal entertainment was truly unique. Whether it's the history, the gardens, or the sheer elegance of it all, Drottningholm Palace offers something magical for everyone. Royal Palace of Caserta, Italy. Did you know Italy is home to the largest palace in the world by volume? The Royal Palace of Caserta is nothing short of extraordinary. Built in the 18th century, it was designed to rival the grandeur of places like Versailles and Madrid. And it absolutely delivered. Spanning over a staggering 35 million square feet, this palace is a true symbol of opulence and ambition. With 5 floors and an incredible 1,200 rooms, including 24 state apartments, Caserta Palace feels more like a city than a home. At its peak, it buzzed with life. Gardeners, chefs, servants, and staff filled its halls, maintaining its grand operations. Can you imagine how busy it must have been? What really sets Caserta apart isn't just its size, but the incredible attention to detail in every corner. From the elaborate interiors to the sprawling parks and gardens, everything about this palace exudes luxury. Its grounds are so vast that exploring it all in one visit is nearly impossible. More than just a building, the Royal Palace of Caserta is a window into the lavish lifestyle of Italian royalty. Forbidden City, Beijing, China. Hidden within the heart of Beijing, the Forbidden City is a mesmerizing world of imperial secrets and cultural treasures. Spanning an incredible 180 acres, it's the largest palace complex on Earth, with nearly 1,000 buildings and around 9,000 rooms. For centuries, it was the seat of power for the Ming and Qing dynasties, starting all the way back in 1406. Can you imagine the stories those walls could tell? Today, the Forbidden City stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of China's most visited landmarks. It's not just about its massive size, it's a treasure chest of Chinese history and art, home to over 10,000 artifacts that give visitors a peek into centuries of imperial life. Some highlights: the Hall of Supreme Harmony, where grand ceremonies were held, and the Palace of Heavenly Purity, showcasing the Emperor's throne. You can also stroll through the beautiful imperial gardens or marvel at the intricate craftsmanship of the Empress's chambers. Don't miss the Hall of Clocks and Watches, a favorite for its stunning timepieces. Hawa Mahal, India. When it comes to architectural marvels that feel straight out of a dream, India's Hawa Mahal, or Palace of the Winds, takes center stage. With its striking pink sandstone facade and honeycomb-like design, it's a true showstopper and one of the most enchanting palaces in the world. Have you ever heard of a building with nearly 1,000 windows? This one has 953, each with delicate latticework that tells a story of elegance and purpose. Built in 1799, Hawa Mahal wasn't just about beauty. It was crafted with thought and cultural significance. Those intricate windows were designed so the royal women could watch the lively city streets and vibrant festivities below without being seen themselves. Plus, the open-work design allowed cool breezes to flow through, keeping the palace comfortable even in the hot Indian summers. But the magic doesn't stop there. While the interiors feature beautiful marble work, it's at night that Hawa Mahal becomes truly unforgettable. Bathed in golden lights, the palace seems to glow, almost as if it's alive with stories from the past. From its functional elegance to its dazzling beauty, Hawa Mahal is more than just a palace. It's a masterpiece of design and history. Grand Palace, Bangkok, Thailand. Ever wondered where you can find some of the world's most breathtaking palaces? Asia has plenty of gems, but one that truly steals the spotlight is the Grand Palace in Bangkok, Thailand. Did you know this architectural masterpiece is not just one of the largest, but also among the most dazzling? Sitting gracefully along the serene Chao Phraya River, this palace has a history that dates back to 1782, just 10 years older than the White House in the US. Isn't that a fun historical twist? Though the Thai royal family doesn't live there full-time today, the Grand Palace remains a cornerstone of Thailand's royal traditions, hosting major state ceremonies and royal events. As you step into its sprawling grounds, you'll find lush, manicured gardens and buildings that embody the essence of traditional Thai architecture, a style that's rare and utterly captivating. What really makes the Grand Palace unforgettable? It's the vivid spires, vibrant roof tiles, and intricate details that seem to whisper stories of the past. And if that's not enough, within the palace complex lies the Temple of the Emerald Buddha, home to Thailand's most sacred Buddhist statue, Schönbrunn Palace, Vienna, Austria. Step into the world of imperial splendor at Schönbrunn Palace, a stunning masterpiece in Vienna, Austria. Dating back to the 17th century, this stunning Baroque palace was the summer retreat for one of Europe's most powerful royal families, who ruled for nearly 700 years. Doesn't that already sound like the kind of place filled with fascinating stories? What makes Schönbrunn so captivating is its perfect symmetry, both in its grand architecture and its breathtaking gardens. The grounds are like something out of a fairy tale, featuring intricate hedge mazes and grand sculptures that make every corner worth exploring. Inside, the palace is just as impressive, with 1,441 rooms full of rich history. One of the highlights is the Hall of Mirrors, where a young Mozart once performed for Empress Maria Theresa and Marie Antoinette. Imagine standing in the same room where such iconic figures experienced history in the making. Today, Schönbrunn Palace is more than just a historical site. It's a symbol of the grandeur and artistic brilliance of the Habsburg era. Palace of Versailles, France. Once a humble hunting lodge for French royalty, the Palace of Versailles was transformed into a breathtaking masterpiece by King Louis XV in the 17th century. Why? To showcase the power and glory of France's absolute monarchy. And wow, did he succeed! This palace is a marvel, from its luxurious living quarters adorned with golden statues and priceless artwork to its crowning jewel, the Hall of Mirrors, or Galerie des Glaces. Picture this: 357 mirrors reflecting shimmering chandeliers and the sunlight streaming in from grand windows. It's where the French court hosted lavish balls and state events, leaving no doubt about their splendor. And we can't forget the gardens. Covering nearly 800 hectares, they're a triumph of French formal design crafted by André Le Nôtre. Geometric patterns, intricate mazes, and expansive lawns stretch as far as the eye can see. The Grand Canal, spanning 2.5 kilometers, and the ornate fountains, like the Fountain of Apollo, aren't just eye-catching. They're feats of artistry and engineering. But Versailles isn't just about opulence, it's rich with personal stories too. The Grand Trianon and Petit Trianon, smaller palaces within the estate, offered the royal family a retreat from the pomp of the main palace. Marie Antoinette even had her own hideaway, the Petit Trianon, reflecting her unique style. Beyond its royal splendor, Versailles played a key role in world history. It was the site of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, which officially ended World War I. Imagine the weight of decisions made within those golden walls. Today, the Palace of Versailles is more than a historical site. It's a testament to the artistry, ambition, and cultural heritage of France, drawing millions of visitors every year. Dolmabahçe Palace, Turkey. Did you know the legacy of the Ottoman Empire is still alive in the stunning Dolmabahçe Palace in Turkey? Sitting right on the shores of the iconic Bosphorus River, this palace was once the beating heart of the Ottoman administration. It's not just a building. It's a showcase of unmatched luxury and grandeur that leaves you in awe. With golden chandeliers, ornate silk carpets, and dazzling jewels decorating its halls, the Dolmabahçe Palace redefines opulence. And its sheer size is mind-blowing. It's the largest palace in Turkey, covering 1.1 acres with a whopping 285 rooms, 46 halls, 68 restrooms, and 6 hammams, or Turkish baths. Can you even imagine the scale of life within those walls? But that's not all. The palace complex also includes the Dolmabahçe Clock Tower and 3 majestic gates: the Gate of the Sultan, the Gate of the Treasury, and the Gate to the Bosphorus. Each of these structures has been preserved almost perfectly, giving visitors a real sense of the grandeur and elegance that defined the Ottoman court. If these walls could talk, what stories would they tell? Buckingham Palace, London, England. When it comes to British royalty, few places are as iconic as Buckingham Palace. This legendary London landmark isn't just a symbol of elegance. It's a fully functional royal residence with a history and scale that will blow your mind. Did you know the palace has a jaw-dropping 775 rooms? That includes 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 78 bathrooms, and 92 offices. It's so massive that some of the residents might never see all of it or even meet every member of its extensive staff. In fact, it even has 188 staff bedrooms, countless service rooms, and facilities like kitchens and laundry areas, making it practically a self-contained village. Originally built in 1703 as a townhouse for the Duke of Buckingham, it was later purchased by King George III in 1761 as a private retreat for Queen Charlotte, earning it the nickname the Queen's House. It wasn't until the 19th century, under the guidance of architects John Nash and Edward Blore, that it was transformed into the stunning neoclassical palace we know today. With its grand Portland stone facade and the famous balcony where the royal family greets the public, Buckingham Palace isn't just about appearances, it's also the center of many royal traditions. One of its most famous events is the changing of the guard, a must-see ceremony that happens daily in the summer and every other day the rest of the year. And for a few months each year, you can step inside its lavish state rooms, used for official events, to get a taste of royal life. The palace also boasts 40 acres of gardens, the largest private gardens in London. These beautifully maintained grounds host everything from quiet royal moments to grand summer garden parties. And the interiors? They're just as grand as you'd expect. From the opulent ballroom, where state banquets are held, to the elegant white drawing room used for official receptions, every corner is steeped in history and splendor. Did you know Buckingham Palace has its own private cinema and even a post office? That's just the beginning of what makes this royal residence so extraordinary. With an estimated worth of around $3 billion, the palace isn't just an architectural marvel. It's a hub of history, culture, and British ceremonial life. During World War II, Buckingham Palace became a powerful symbol of resilience. Despite being bombed multiple times, the royal family stayed in London, standing shoulder to shoulder with the British people during one of the darkest periods in history. That spirit of unity is part of what makes this place so iconic. Over the years, the palace has welcomed countless dignitaries and world leaders, cementing its role as a cornerstone of diplomacy. From hosting glittering state dinners to being a backdrop for major historical moments, it's not just a home, it's a stage where world events unfold. Even today, Buckingham Palace continues to be a working residence and administrative hub for the monarchy, keeping it at the centre of British public life. And thanks to its appearances in movies, TV shows, and popular culture, it's also a symbol of London itself, a place recognised and admired worldwide. The Winter Palace, Russia. Perched along the Neva River in St. Petersburg, this stunning Baroque-style palace once served as the home of Russian emperors from 1732 until the Russian Revolution in 1917. Currently, the Winter Palace is one of the country's most famous attractions, drawing millions of visitors each year. Designed by the brilliant architect Bartolomeo Rastrelli, the palace's green and white facade with gold accents is nothing short of magnificent. Inside, there are over 1,500 rooms, so many that you could easily lose your way exploring its vast halls. The Winter Palace is also the centerpiece of the Hermitage Museum, which boasts one of the world's largest and most impressive art collections. Can you imagine seeing works by masters like Van Gogh, Rembrandt, Monet, Kandinsky, Renoir, and even Da Vinci all in one place? But it's not just about the art. The Winter Palace is steeped in history. It was here that the October Revolution of 1917 unfolded, as Bolshevik forces stormed the palace to overthrow the provisional government, a moment that changed Russia forever. The interiors of the palace are equally breathtaking. From the grand winter staircase to the elaborately decorated staterooms, every corner is a testament to the opulence of Imperial Russia. The ceremonial halls, with their intricate details and lavish decor, give visitors a glimpse into the extravagant lives of the Russian Tsars. Even after enduring damage during World War II, the Winter Palace has been lovingly restored to its former glory. Today, it stands as a symbol of Russia's imperial past, offering visitors the chance to walk through history while marveling at its architectural beauty and priceless treasures. Royal Palace of Madrid, Spain. Imagine a palace that's older than your great-great-grandparents. The Royal Palace of Madrid is one such place, with its roots tracing back to the 9th century and its current structure built in the 18th century. This palace is as much a time capsule as it is a symbol of Spain's royal heritage. Spanning an incredible 40,000 square feet with 3,400 rooms, it holds the title of the largest palace in Europe by floor area. And it doesn't just impress with size. Step inside and you're surrounded by opulence. Think lavish furnishings, breathtaking artwork by masters like Goya and Caravaggio, and interiors so grand they feel like a living museum. The throne room, where major state ceremonies take place, is a highlight. Its ceiling fresco by Italian artist Giambattista Tiepolo is nothing short of spectacular, celebrating the power and glory of the Spanish monarchy. Then there's the Royal Chapel, with its intricate Baroque altar and exquisite woodwork, offering a moment of peace amidst all the grandeur. The palace also houses an extraordinary collection of historic tapestries, some dating back to the 18th century. These works of art showcase the incredible craftsmanship of their time and add even more richness to the palace's story. But the Royal Palace isn't just about its history. It's still in use today. State functions, formal events, and official ceremonies bring a sense of life and tradition to this magnificent space. And let's not forget the gardens. The Sabatini Gardens, with their perfect lawns and elegant statues, provide a tranquil escape for visitors to enjoy. They are more than just pretty. They're a perfect example of how natural beauty and architectural brilliance come together. But this palace's story isn't just about what you see today. Over centuries, it's faced fires and other challenges, leading to numerous restoration projects that have kept its grandeur alive. The most recent renovation, completed in the 21st century, focused on modernizing the infrastructure while carefully preserving its historic charm. Thanks to these efforts, the palace continues to shine as a symbol of Spain's royal heritage. Inside, the royal palace holds treasures beyond its stunning rooms and art. Its armory is one of the most complete in Europe, showcasing an incredible collection of weaponry and armor used by Spanish kings and knights. These artifacts don't just look impressive, they tell the story of Spain's military history, showing how weapons and armor evolved over time. The Royal Palace of Madrid isn't just a royal residence, it's a living museum packed with history, beauty, and culture. Whether you're drawn to its breathtaking architecture, its fascinating collection of artifacts, or its role in preserving Spanish heritage, this palace offers something unforgettable. Wouldn't it be amazing to walk through a place that combines the grandeur of the past with the vibrancy of today? Château de Chambord, Loire-et-Cher, France. Deep in the heart of France's picturesque Loire Valley lies the Château de Chambord, a masterpiece of French architecture and a symbol of Renaissance grandeur. Built in the 16th century as a luxurious retreat for King Francis I, this chateau isn't just another castle. It's an awe-inspiring blend of art, history, and design. With 440 rooms, the Château de Chambord was made to impress. Its double helix spiral staircase is one of its most famous features, and some even believe Leonardo da Vinci himself may have had a hand in its design. Talk about innovation. The sheer scale of the estate is just as remarkable. Its stables could house up to 1,200 horses, emphasizing the extravagance of the French monarchy. The exterior of the chateau is a feast for the eyes, showcasing a mix of French medieval and Italian Renaissance architecture. It's covered in ornate turrets, sculpted battlements, and a maze of intricately designed chimneys. The decorative carvings and fine details are pure Renaissance artistry at its finest. The estate doesn't stop at the castle walls. Surrounding the chateau is an 800-hectare park, including a vast hunting reserve originally created for French royalty. The nearby forest, known as Domaine de Chambord, adds even more charm, offering stunning views and a habitat for diverse wildlife. Inside, the grandeur continues. From grand halls to lavish apartments, every corner of Chambord is dripping with elegance. One standout is the Salle des États, a massive hall used for official events, adorned with impressive artwork and tapestries. The ceilings, with their elaborate woodwork and frescoes, bring even more luxury to the space. The Château de Chambord also holds a unique place in history. During World War II, it became a safe haven for priceless works of art, including pieces from the Louvre, protecting them from Nazi occupation. This fascinating chapter adds even more depth to its already rich legacy. Whether it's the breathtaking design, the fascinating history, or the incredible artistry, the Château de Chambord continues to stand as one of France's greatest treasures. It's not just a chateau. It's a glimpse into a world of elegance, creativity, and history. If you loved exploring these massive royal homes, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more jaw-dropping videos. Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. See you next time.